Hello everybody and welcome to another video, and today we're going to be revisiting a band called Altan Urag. I covered them possibly about 6 months ago, and they're a Mongolian folk rock band similar to that of The Who, but if I remember correctly they had a different kind of sound than The Who did, but they were still very, very good. And today I'm going to be looking at a track called Requiem. Now, I was unable to find any lyrics or anything for this song. I couldn't find any even information about the song. Yeah, I can't delve too deep into this one, unfortunately. But if I go by what I heard last time, they were a pretty interesting and good band, so we should jump straight into this and see what we have. So it's Requiem by Altan Urag. Let's have a look.
Wow, би даад үлгээр ярьж би.
За, ямар үлгэрээ миний хөө.
Амар сайхандаа зарагдгүй үлгээр.
Өөн. Тэр тэрэнгүү. Сэрүүнээрээ хатарч байна.
holy crap, what an intense and absolutely stunningly beautiful piece of music. Completely instrumental, clearly, which is why I couldn't find any lyrics for the song, so that explains that bit. Although throughout the video there were those little pieces of text that came up on screen, and I would love to know what they said. I mean, with the song being called Requiem, gives you a certain sort of hint as to the fact that this has obviously got some sort of meaning on it, and some of the imagery they used throughout that video, some quite powerful images. But that was such a beautiful, beautiful piece of music. It sounded so... I could have listened to that for hours. I've said many times on the channel before that I love instrumental music, just purely instrumental music. I'm a really big fan of it, and that was fantastic. The unique sounds of those instruments, it was just stunning. An absolutely beautiful, unbelievable piece of music. I mean, that evoked so much emotion within the music. You know, there's so much intensity in that music, you know, where it sort of welled up to that big sort of I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but you know what I mean. Crescendo, is that the word I'm looking for? You know, and you know, like I said, the sound of some of those instruments. I mean, there was that little sort of thing, kind of looked like a glockenspiel or a xylophone that he was playing, but I know it wasn't. But what an amazing sound that instrument has! Absolutely stunning. Yeah, I could have listened to that non-stop. That was such a absolutely unbelievable piece of music. I just really wish I knew what those pieces of on-screen text said. And there was a couple of spoken sentences at the beginning. I'd really like to know what that said. So if anybody watching can actually tell me, that would be fantastic, because I'd really love to find out. You know, it might give me a bit of a deeper understanding of the song, and everybody knows that's something I really like, which is why I always dive into the lyrics. But yeah, that was such an astounding piece of music. I cannot praise that piece of music. You know, I could, yeah. There isn't really much else I could say about it. You know, I've already talked about how much I like the sound of the instruments, how, you know, beautiful the piece of music was, how interesting and strong the images in the video were. So I really can't say much else about it, except I could just try and find many different ways of saying how amazing that piece of music was. So I think I'll leave that as it is before I make this like a half an hour long video just talking about how great I think that was, because that was, yeah. So I'm going to leave it as it is. If anybody would like to suggest a track for me to react to, then please do so. By all means, you can drop a comment in the comment section below, or message me on my Facebook or my Instagram, or you can even message me through my Patreon, where you could also help to support this channel, which would be very helpful for me. Do know though, however, if you do make a suggestion, it might take me a while to get around to it, since I do get suggested so many tracks every single day. That my list grows faster than I can record the videos, but I do write down every suggestion I get, so it'll get done eventually. It just might take me a while to get around to it. Also, Metalhead Reacts is a proud supporter of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, a British-based charity whose main goal is to put an end to hate crimes, mainly those involving people of the alternative culture. It's something I believe in very, very strongly, something I'm very, very passionate about, because it doesn't get spoken about nearly as much as it needs to. You know, every day all over the world, people who listen to alternative music are getting violently attacked just purely because of the fact that they listen to alternative music. And as I said before, it's not... Nothing gets done about it, because no one ever speaks about the fact that this is happening, unless something tragic happens. You know, several years ago in America, a punk was murdered just purely because he was a monk, a punk, you know. Some guy ran him over intentionally with his car. He purposefully hit him with his car, and it killed him. And the guy who hit him with the car basically got away with it because the judge didn't want to ruin his future career because he was one of these high school varsity football sorts. You know, and after all, he only killed a punk. You know, as if the punk was like a lesser human being and it wasn't that big a deal. You know, and then of course, you know, we got the incident with Sophie Lancaster and Rob Melby where they were brutally attacked by a group of 5 or 6 people. You know, and both of them ended up in comas, and Sophie Lancaster ended up dying of her injuries after 13 days. You know, that gets spoken about because it was a tragedy, because, you know, Sophie Lancaster was beaten so brutally that she died from her injuries. But that's the thing, it only ever gets spoken about when something like that happens. And this needs to change. Because people are getting violently attacked, people are getting hospitalised just purely for their difference in taste in music. And it needs to stop. You know, something needs to be done about it. You know, we hear about every other kind of hate crime almost every single day. You know, hate, racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia. We hear about these sorts of things every single day. Even the smallest little things about them get reported and talked about. But this thing that's happening to people of the alternative culture, this is not getting spoken about. People getting attacked for their taste in music is not getting talked about, and nothing's getting done. And this is what needs to change. And this is what the Sophie Lancaster Foundation is all about. They want to bring more attention to this. They want, you know, more people to be aware that this is going on. They don't want to see another family go through what they went through when they had to watch their daughter slowly die, just because of a group of intolerant idiots who think it's okay to attack someone that's different to them. And it's not. You know, and I think it's something that's very, very important, you know, and I think it's very, very worthwhile, because I can guarantee since Sophie Lancaster passed away, thousands of other people in the alternative community have been attacked in similar ways, but no one knows about it because no one has spoken about it, because a tragedy didn't occur. You know, people have been hospitalised, people have had bones broken, you know, people are now probably scared to leave their houses because they're being attacked in this fashion. But nothing's getting done, nothing's getting spoken about, and this needs to change. If you'd like to find out more about the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, there is a link to their website in the description below. You can go over there, find out what they're working on at the moment, or you know, find out what their main goal is, because they can explain it a lot better than I can. And you know, if you can help them out in any way, obviously you don't feel obliged to, but if you can help them out in any way possible, you know, even if it's a small donation on their website, or even something as simple as one of these Sophie wristbands from their web store, if you can help them out in any way, that's greatly appreciated, because the smallest amount can make the biggest difference. And the sooner we bring more attention to this, the sooner we can help to stamp out prejudice, hatred and intolerance everywhere. But I'm going to leave that as it is for the time being. Thank you all very, very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.